welcome to Penguin's newspaper. This is not a reaction channel, otherwise I would have actually uploaded this on Monday night right after the episode. This is going to be more of a space where we can all discuss our thoughts on where particularly Nygmobblepot is headed. I'd rather wait a few days after Monday night so that we all have a chance to process what happens in the episode and take a look at future episode summaries and promotional photos that are coming up. That way we have a better understanding of where it stands and where we stand. So let's dive right into the last episode entitled The Red Queen. That one definitely threw a lot of us a curveball. In the previous episode, we saw Ed meeting a woman named Isabella, who is the spitting image of the girlfriend he kind of accidentally murdered before. And he got all, starry-eyed and, oh yay, second chance, woo, about it. I know that this already was causing a lot of strife within the Nygmobblepot community. A lot of people didn't want Isabella to enter the picture at all because they're afraid that she will threaten the relationship between Ed and Oswald. I'm not that worried about that for a few reasons. One being that Chelsea is not signed for very many episodes already, so either she's going to disappear of her own accord or something bad is going to happen to her, and let's face it, it's Gotham. Either one of those is plausible. The other reason I don't foresee her getting in the way of the guys ultimately coming together is because Ed's just seeing something shiny right now. I know a lot of people are really angry with Ed for falling for her when Penguin is pretty obviously in love with him, but you have to remember, neither of them has any experience with romantic relationships. I mean, I even argue that Ed really doesn't, because from what we saw, his relationship with Miss Kringle did not last very long at all, maybe a few dates before the big oops happened. I mean, he does feel bad still on some level about the fact that he killed Miss Kringle. I know that towards the end of season 2 he was trying to act like, oh no, it's fine, it's no big deal, oh, it helped me realize who I really am, but deep down you can tell it still tears him up. And if you were faced with the opportunity to have a second chance with somebody that you thought was gone forever, wouldn't you take it? I mean, I can't blame him for getting a little overly excited about this. In the episode Red Queen, we got to see our first glimpse in a very long time of what I refer to as Season 1 Oswald. In Season 1, Penguin was doing a lot of manipulation in order to gain something for himself. And he's very, very good at it, otherwise he wouldn't have become King of Gotham. A little bit of this Season 1 manipulative Oswald came out when he approached Isabella and attempted to scare her off by letting her know that Ed was in Arkham for murder. I mean, he dropped plenty of hints for her to find out he had killed his last girlfriend. Now, we all know, of course, that didn't work this time. So why? We've seen Oswald conquer almost every challenge that's been thrown at him. Why didn't his manipulation work on Isabella? There's a very large difference between Oswald now and Oswald in Season 1. In Season 1, when he was manipulating people for personal gain, he had no attachment to any of them. If he wasn't trying to gain anything from them, he could have gladly lined the whole lot of them up and shot them without a second thought. This time, he's manipulating someone who is attached to someone he loves. Love is a new concept to Oswald. Yes, he loved his mother, but love between a mother and son is very different from what he feels for Ed. This is his first romantic encounter. As you recall, in Season 1, he said he hasn't even dated. This is, I assume now 32 or 33-year-old man with no romantic history at all. He's not mentally stable by any means, and who wants something. His manipulation did not work on Isabella because he's not unencumbered anymore. He is going to make more mistakes when he attempts to manipulate anyone in Ed's life now because before he was able to carefully calculate what he was doing, what his plan was to gain what he wanted, and he could easily foresee every possible scenario that would occur due to his manipulation. He can't see that now. He's just seeing, endgame, I end up with Ed, he falls in love with me. Yay! He's not paying attention to the fact that if he screws this up, he could potentially lose Ed forever. Now that I've brought that to your attention, another issue in the Nygmobblepot fandom right now after the episode Red Queen is a lot of people are terrified that this is the end. Nygmobblepot is not going to become a thing. It ends simply with Penguin admitting he has feelings for Ed. I don't think that's true. And this is because I've had the opportunity to see brief summaries of the next few episodes, and I've seen one clip of the upcoming episode on Monday, and I've seen one photo from it. The photo for the episode on Monday is this one here, where you see Ed looking kind of lost in deep thought, and Penguin resting his hand affectionately on his knee as though he's comforting him, or letting him know, you know, oh, hey, everything's going to be fine. This leads me to believe that by the time we see the scene this photo is from, Ed has either realized simply that Isabella is gone and doesn't know why, or he's, you know, as they told us, out of his depths with her, and she's freaking him out. We saw in the promo for the next episode that Isabella is kind of trying to become Miss Kringle. This is a little creepy. I don't know if this is just because she's unstable as well and she thinks this will make him love her, or if she has some ulterior motive and wants to get rid of him. We'll find that out soon enough. But we do know that he kind of freaks out when he thinks he's seeing Miss Kringle in the mirror behind him. I think that the mirror scene was in fact a hallucination, and I think that comes after the scene we saw of what looked like Isabella dressed up as Kringle. We also see a still from that promo of what looks like Ed kissing Isabella dressed as Kringle with his hand on her neck, so he may be kind of freaking out and replaying what already occurred. This brings us to the clip that's out. In the new clip, we see Isabella standing in the mansion with a rather large suitcase behind her, and Penguin asks her if she's going somewhere, and she says she's leaving for a couple of days, doesn't say why, and that she wishes she could see Ed before she left. This is a little suspicious to me for a couple of reasons. One being, even the girliest girls I know don't take an industrial-sized suitcase with them on a 2-day vacation. And two, she seems like such an open book kind of girl, like, oh yeah, I'll tell you anything and everything, but she won't say where she's going or why she's leaving. She's saying she'll only talk to Ed before she goes. So I'm suspecting she packed all of her stuff away because she was planning on either getting rid of Ed or bringing him with her to God knows where. Luckily, Penguin steps in and tells her it's over between her and Ed, that she must make no effort to contact Ed at all, ever again. And she looks pretty torn up about it at the end of the clip. I don't know, I'm still kind of suspicious, and she's just trying to, you know, keep the masquerade up. And I don't know if that works or not, but I assume she does leave for one reason or another, because the summary for the episode following that one says that Nygma seeks out Penguin's help when he can't find Isabella. I know a lot of people are kind of freaking out about that part because they assume that means Penguin's going to kill her. Now, although his manipulation isn't working quite as well as he'd like it to because he's making mistakes since he's not seeing every possible outcome, I highly doubt that he would murder the girl that's in a relationship with the man he loves, because even if he's acting a little bit on impulse right now, Penguin is extremely intelligent, and he does know at least that if he kills Isabella and there's absolutely any way for Ed to find out about that, it's done. It's over forever. There's no way Ed will even talk to him again. He won't do something like that. He won't jeopardize his only chance at love. That would be stupid. I do think he played some part in why she's gone, and I believe that towards the end, Oswald will feel confident enough to tell Ed how he feels. I think that's where that promo photo comes in, where his hand is on Ed's knee. I think Ed's going to be, confiding in him about how torn up he is, about the loss of Isabella, and Oswald's going to kind of return the favor of, I would do anything for you, comfort him, help him understand that he's loved. Hey, by the guy sitting right here, and that's where the confession is finally going to appear. I think that's also why Ed looks a little bit lost in thought, because I think that maybe on some level he knew, but it never really surfaced. He hasn't given a ton of thought to the idea that Oswald is in love with him, and he needs to process. I call that Ed's buffering phase. He's like, hold on, give me a minute here. And I think he's going to need a little bit of time to understand how he feels and understand how Penguin feels about him, because this will be the first time he's had to put minimal effort in and someone just falls in love with him. Now, the scary part that is causing a small wave of panic. The summary for episode 10. It says that Nygma is out for revenge. It doesn't say who he's out for revenge against, but I doubt it's Penguin, guys. Calm down. I can't see any reason it would be after what's going to possibly transpire in the next 2 episodes. Also, for any of you who didn't notice, episode 10 has Butch Gilzine listed again. I think he's going to make some kind of mini appearance at the end of episode 9, where he's figured out what he wants to do to divide and conquer Penguin and Nygma again, but at this point, their relationship is stronger than it ever has been, because not only has Penguin saved his life before from Butch Gilzine, he has also been the only one who has comforted him when he's experienced a loss. It's almost impossible to divide them at this point. So I think he's going to come in at the end of episode 9, he's going to try to do something. It's not going to work, but it's going to piss off Ed enough that he's like, I am done. And if this is the case, I feel a little sorry for Butch Gilzine, because what happened in season 2 when Ed wanted revenge against someone, he set up a very elaborate puzzle trap, and it was almost 100% successful on his first try, which means, being a genius, he has learned from that experience. He will not make the same mistake again, which means it is probably the end for Butch, and it isn't going to be a nice end. This is also going to be part of how he starts accepting his destiny as the Riddler. I also think something horrible is going to happen to Ed in episode 10, because for any of you who follow Corey on Twitter, he kind of hinted that we're going to see one or both of Ed's parents very soon, and I can only assume, based on Ed's behavior in the show as a whole, that they're gonna go towards the abused Riddler arc. So I'm not totally sure what they're gonna do, but I can only assume that like his dad's gonna be around or something, and it's gonna kind of cause him to snap even more. In conclusion, I think that by episode 9, Nygmobblepot will be stronger than ever. I still think there's a high chance for Nygmobblepot being endgame, but remember, guys, remember when you get nervous about how long it's taking. 1, sometimes it's fun to wait. It's like waiting till Christmas to open all your presents, it's so much more exciting then. And 2, neither of them have a lot of experience with love, It's gonna take them some time. Be patient. It is coming. I'm not sure when. I'm thinking like mid-season sometime. I hope that this all made sense and helped you feel a little bit better about where they're headed. Please do voice your opinions on Nygmobblepot and where you think they're going in the comments below. And like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I will be making them every week. They're probably going to be uploaded around Saturday so that I have enough time to process all the information before making it into a video. Bye, 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 bye.